I am going to reach the first big city on my route from Cabo da Roca, the westernmost point of Europe. Ahead of me is Lisbon, not just a big city, but the capital of Portugal, full of history, culture, and points of interest to see. If you are enjoying this journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to follow along. I just arrived in Lisbon and now I'm going to explore the city, the first big city on my route, the capital of Portugal. I left my car in a good underground parking and I'm going to explore Lisbon by tram and on foot. My stroll around Lisbon starts from Belém, one of the western districts of the city. It is an important place with some significant, iconic and educational points of interest. This is one of the places I'm going to visit, Jerónimos Monastery. But now it is still early morning, it is not open yet, so I will walk on foot to another place, the iconic Belém Tower. Belém Tower is a special place. It was built in the 16th century and served as a starting and ending point for the journeys of the Portuguese explorers. It was a ceremonial gateway to Lisbon. Unfortunately, right now the tower is under repair, so I can watch it only from outside. But if you want to explore the tower from inside, watch the video Belém Tower, Secrets of Lisbon's Eternal Watchtower from the Age of Discovery by HistoryTube. After a short walk along the coastline, I reach another iconic landmark. This is the Monument of the Discoveries. The monument was built in the first half of the 20th century in honor of Henry the Navigator, a medieval Portuguese prince who is considered the initiator of the epic Age of Discoveries. Along with his statue, here we can see statues of many explorers and other notorious people from the Portuguese Renaissance time, like Vasco da Gama, Ferdinand Magellan, and many more. Not far from the Monument of Discoveries is the Cultural Center of Belém. This is one of the largest buildings in Portugal. Actually, it is a building complex, something like a palace for various arts, exhibitions, performance arts, conferences and more. There are no events right now, but it is worth walking inside for a while. The next point of interest is a very important museum. This is the Maritime Museum or Navy Museum. Why is it important? Because sea and ocean life is one of the most significant features of Portugal. Portugal is one of the westernmost countries in Europe, and the Atlantic Ocean has an important role in the country's history. From a certain point in Portugal's timeline, somewhere at the end of the 14th century, the curiosity about what lies beyond the endless horizon of the ocean woke up and triggered a lust for adventures. Soon the Portuguese explorers became the first people in the world who discovered the full shape and image of the Earth, immediately followed by the Spaniards. Portugal couldn't colonize too much of the planet, but its culture and influence have left their traces in some exotic parts of the world like Brazil, Angola, Mozambique, Macau, and more. Now in this museum we can see various artifacts from Portugal's marine life and activities. The best artifacts are these Portuguese traditional boats exposed here. Right beside the Maritime Museum is one of the best iconic landmarks of Lisbon, Jerónimos Monastery, or Mosteiro dos Jerónimos. Now it is late morning, and as you can see, there is a long crowd of tourists waiting to enter. So I have to wait patiently with them under the hot sun. Finally, I am inside. My stroll of the monastery starts from the second floor. Jerónimos Monastery was built in the 16th century over about 100 years around an old church that existed in this place before. The church was used for prayers for departing Portuguese explorers and the kings, and the monastery kept the same function. King Manuel I selected the Jerónimite monks to live in the monastery. Later, in 1604, King Philip of Spain added another function for the monastery to serve as a royal tomb, along with the tombs of Vasco da Gama and other prominent persons. Finally, in 1833, Jerónimos Monastery was secularized and transferred to a charitable institution. Today it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most famous landmarks in Lisbon and the whole of Portugal. I moved to the last point of interest in Belém. This is the Palace of Ajuda. The palace was built over about 100 years, from the end of the 18th century to the late 19th century. Its purpose was to serve as a residence for the Portuguese kings, but its function as a royal palace didn't last for long. When Portugal became a republic, the palace was abandoned. Only after a few decades, it was renovated and now turned into a royal museum. Now I will not enter inside, but if you want to explore it, watch the video The Underrated Palace in Lisbon, Portugal, Ajuda Palace, by Lisbon Walker. As for me, I am going to proceed with my stroll around Lisbon and will move to the central part of the city. So stay with me in Lisbon and in this trip, and subscribe to our channel Journey Beyond the Horizon for more video journeys.